challenge today is to put freedom on the map in under a minute in our inflatable booth. Over a minute and it might deflate. So I'll hand you over to our first amazing speaker to reflate the debate.
What does freedom mean to me? I think it means the power to control my own life, to make my own decisions, to, if I want to get up in the morning and I want to ride a bike, or I want to engage with society, if I want to read that book, that's what freedom means to me. It gives me the control over my own life, to shape my own life. And I think, freedom is such a fundamental value, and it is what allows us to be human. So I think that's what freedom means to me, actually. It allows me to be human.
The point I want to make is that judges have too much power, and that is problematic for democracy. We've had judges passing rulings on whether or not prisoners have the right to vote, whether or not the government's welfare reforms are lawful, and indeed whether or not our laws on assisted suicide should be changed. As a believer in democracy, I find it offensive that judges have been passing these judgments. It's not the role of the judges to decide whether or not laws passed by Parliament are good. Judges and MPs fundamentally play different roles. It's for Parliament to make the law, and it's for judges to interpret and apply it. It's for MPs to have an engagement with us, the people, and to decide what's right and what's wrong. Judges should not be interested in what's popular. Judges should only be interested in what the law requires them to decide. So the two roles are fundamentally different, and they've been confused. Now, a lot of people say these days that it's necessary to have judges playing this role. They think it's necessary that the judiciary can sit in judgment on what our elected representatives decide. The justification for this is that you can't leave public policy in the hands of the majority. There's a concern, say a lot of advocates for more judicial power, that the majority will tyrannize the minority. The rich will exploit the poor, and the strong will take advantage of the weak. I don't agree. If you subscribe to all of those views, then you don't believe in democracy. The reason why I do believe in democracy is that I do think we can have a proper engagement with our elected representatives and make the right decisions in the interests of all of us.
I think we really need to look at how we know and how we gain freedom today, because I think there's a problem going on. Freedom isn't something somebody else can give to you. It isn't something you can inherit, and it isn't something that can sit in your back pocket passively. You have to actively try to achieve it by fighting for it and by practicing it. This is why we fight for freedom of speech. It's not that because I want to hear offensive views. It's not because I find it interesting hearing any old rubbish. I fight for free speech because the outcome is better the more you do it. Great ideas don't come easy. They have to be fought for, and they have to be struggled for.
The single most important determinant of someone's life chances is where they were born. Allowing people to move freely can change that. It would do more to make the world a better place than any other policy change. The system we have now, where the rich can move more or less freely and the poor are expected to stay put, amounts to a system of global apartheid. It's economically stupid, politically pernicious, and morally wrong. It must go.
In his 1841 doctoral thesis, Karl Marx named Prometheus as the foremost saint and martyr of philosopher's calendar. Prometheus had stolen fire from the gods. For that take, human self-consciousness and freedom. And for his pains, he was tied to a rock and had his liver pecked by crows for eternity. Hermes, the messenger of the gods, came along and said to him, "Don't you regret what you did now?" And Prometheus said, "I'd rather be chained here for eternity than be a servile slave like you." So Aeschylus' words 2,500 years ago ring today, that the price of freedom is often painful, but it is always worth paying.
We need you to sponsor this challenge. Thank you very much.